Thanks for joining us. These are three of our News-Journal staff photographers who were with us in 1998. What's your biggest single recollection of covering the wildfires in '98?
Geez, single thing would be just the intensity of these things and how fast they blew up. I was out on a 92 on a Sunday, and it went from nothing in the woods to just a wall of fire within seconds.
It was a big whirlwind of a lot of activity, running crazy here, there, and like Nigel said, man, within seconds it was on. You get out of the way quick. Ashes falling, covering the ground like snow.
The entire Flagler County was under evacuation, was the big one. I did not evacuate.
No, I was in Palm Coast. We evacuated.
There's a lot of photos. Tiller, can you offer about that?
This is Jenna Freeman, the daughter of my office manager, and I had heard on the scanner they were getting ready to evacuate their neighborhood, so I raced there and helped them evacuate. They ended up coming to my house, and I ended up marrying her mom.
Very cool.
Wow.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite photos. Did you have any particular frightening experiences?
Yeah, a couple of just, same things. You hear it coming and you know it's coming and it's going to jump, and you, the fireman, the other media that's on the site, you're all, and gotta go now. Everybody runs, but no, I just never really thought I was going to get caught and burn alive or anything like that, but
just pushing it a little close a couple of times.
The stupidest thing I did was I turned down a power line road, a dirt road, and as I was going, I saw in the rearview mirror the fire came across behind me, and I didn't know if there was a way out the way I was going, so I kept going, and then I saw a wall of smoke ahead of me, and I just plowed through it, and luckily after about 100 yards I popped back out. But geez,
For those first few minutes where you couldn't actually see it, but you could hear it coming.
The pine trees would actually explode as it was coming. You could hear them. It was so hot that moisture inside of them, they would just explode, and that was different hearing that.
And you took a few photos of some people. This photo you've got here, people were angry. Do you remember taking that photo?
This is people trying to get back in to see if they still had a house or not, and the sheriffs wouldn't let them.
And so people were upset.
Sure they were. And eventually they let them back in, but not right then. So.
Because if you were inside, they didn't care too much about what you were doing inside, but you'd never get across the line. But if you were already inside when it flared up,
it got so big that they couldn't control the press anymore, because you could go any direction and find fire.
Yeah. This old guy followed him a long ways through the woods with his little backpack, putting out little fires.
No, he's
walking around Palm Coast after it was over, and every house you could see was burnt was surrealistic.
Yeah.
And to this day, if I smell pine smoke, I'm right back there. Campfire, it doesn't matter. We smelled smoke, 30 straight days? It was
something like that, yeah.
How complicated is it to try to get that shot of an aircraft flying overhead with a load of retardant?
Yeah, I think it's just, you hear them first, and then especially the choppers or something like that, and then all of a sudden they'll come popping out of the smoke.
Good timing that he pops out in the right spot, because with all that smoke, you know he's coming, but where? Was actually nearby a forestry truck. The guy had run up to the fire line, big truck, unloaded the tractor, and off he went in the tractor. And the cab of the truck, the windows were down. One of these bad boys came and dropped that pink Surrey I wasn't around when the gentleman come back to the truck, but it was not pretty inside the cab of that truck.
Jim, you were shooting President Clinton when President Clinton came on July 9th. What was that like?
It was good. All the firemen gathered around him, and it was very upbeat, and he was, just thanking everybody, and it was cool. It was cool the president showed up, and then, of course, Gore showed up.
I think this was in Flagler.
There were shots of him going through houses, too.
Tucker, you shot one of the early on photos that I thought was interesting of how dry it was at Walter Boardman Marsh. How dry was it that summer?
Pretty dry. I don't know.
Plus, it was over 100 every day for 30 days, wasn't it? Mostly it was just smoke and fire. Smoke and fire. And
it started early. This picture you took was on June 18th.
Yeah.
That's at Daytona Beach, and so the smoke was that thick.
Drifted
and that
over. The lifeguards, they had them wearing, masks. Everybody seemed to get along real good. They helping out firemen, helping out neighbors. Everybody I saw just getting along, just trying to help, doing what they can do. Knew a lot of people who volunteered trucks to take stuff off through the woods to various firemen that are manning points in the woods.
They would use like a baseball field. The trucks would pull up, and the firemen get off and just go to sleep, just wherever they could lay down.
Yeah, it's always great coming in here after a full day of being in the woods and the fires, and everybody else going, "Whoa, whoa, where have you been?"
Yeah.
Any other parting thoughts about covering these fires?
Hope there's not any more for a while.